With the launch of LTOP Reclass, there have been questions about Reclass Classic. And to be honest, I think I owe you guys an apology, because I haven't been very clear about what's going to happen to it. That one's on me. So, what is happening with Reclass Classic? Well, put simply, Reclass Classic is no longer being developed. There's a plethora of reasons for this, but chiefly among them is a 5-year-old codebase as of this year, and I'm a one-person development team maintaining these plugins, basically because it's my hobby. Needless to say, those two things don't go together very well, so I decided it'd be more healthy to build a new, more maintainable and flexible mono repo for all of my development going forward, rather than trying to maintain a bunch of 5-year-old projects that have frankly seen better days. I've talked about this a lot on the dev forum already, but TLDR, it's just not a viable option to continue developing the classic plugins anymore. So my original plan was to release LTOP Reclass as a much better successor built on the new plugin framework, run it side by side with the old plugin for a bit in case anything goes wrong, and once all is well, Reclass Classic can finally be sunset and paying users can be grandfathered into the new plugin free of charge. What I didn't anticipate was such a push to get access to the Classic plugin. I never intended to put it on some kind of end-of-life flash sale, because I didn't feel comfortable taking people's money for something I was no longer going to be developing. My plan was simply to sunset it. I know a few people asked for discounts, but even beyond the fact I don't do time-limited sales anyway, I especially wasn't about to do it for a product that people wouldn't be getting full support for. That's unethical in my mind, and I'm here to run an ethical business. I don't need to profit maximize, and I'm not about to start maximizing. So I've been turning it over in my mind for the past little while, and an idea jumped out at me as obviously a great idea to reconcile these two realities. I'm making Reclass Classic open source, and I'm going to be doing the same for Atmos and InCommand when their successors arrive in the coming months. In addition, I'm going to change tack to meet you guys where you want me to be. I'll continue to provide all of them on the Creator Store completely for free, even though they were originally paid. I've come to see that being open works better than being closed. With programs like Access Anywhere, I figured out that actually access is important. By making these tools freely available, I want to open them up to more people than ever, and by making them open source, I want to empower you to learn from them too. With this new commitment, I want to make these sunsets an event, something that benefits the community. So again, I'd like to thank you for your feedback. I think this is a much better solution, and I'll be eager to champion this initiative for the benefit of everyone. So I'll be working on sanitizing and preparing Reclass Classic for open source publication, and I'll be up on GitHub when all is done. Stay tuned for that. Now onto the second part of this video. Let's talk a little bit more about Last Minute. For those of you who aren't familiar, back in April I committed to free upgrades from the Classic plugins to their successor plugins for all paying users of the LTOP suite with no restrictions. The eligibility criteria is simply that you paid money for it. It doesn't matter if it was on the Creator Store or itch.io, it doesn't matter whether it was yesterday or 3 months ago. If you paid with your hard-earned fiat, you deserve to be on the supported version of the software. Now, to be clear, this isn't happening today. I'm currently in the middle of an infrastructural upgrade for Access Anywhere, which I'd like to also leverage for Last Minute. So both of those programs are in a weird place at the moment. But I'm aiming for the end of September at the very latest, and I will be announcing on Twitter when everything is ready to go. But in the meantime, all paying users will continue to enjoy full support and all of the regular guarantees about the software you bought. But when it does happen, there are a few things you will need. Firstly, you will need proof of purchase in the form of some USD transaction log or receipt. For the Creator Store, it will suffice to find your USD purchase in the transaction log and provide your user ID, while for itch.io, you'll need to download an invoice for your purchase, which itch.io has instructions for how to download. With that in hand, when Last Minute claims open, you'll be directed to a place where you can submit your proof of purchase and provide an email address where you'd like the new software to be sent to. Claims will be open for 2 weeks, so you'll have plenty of time to get it in. Once claims close, I'll start the process of reviewing all the claims and reaching out to everyone with new software keys. Unlike Access Anywhere, there's no cap, so as long as your email and proof of purchase is valid, you will be guaranteed a product key. However, as with Access Anywhere, these product keys are for the itch.io version, so you will need an itch.io account to claim them. Lamentably, there is no mechanism for doing this via the Creator Store. It's a feature request, I guess, but itch.io works just fine for everything we're trying to do here. So if you'd like to claim, take the time now to collect your proof of purchase from the storefront where you purchased your software, then make sure you have an itch.io account, and finally, stay tuned into our Twitter account @StudioLTOP so you know when claims will open. And that's everything I have for you today. I know there will still be questions, but don't worry, I will be keeping you in the loop as this process goes on. I don't want this to turn into a big mess that you have to handle, because that's not the sort of business I want to run. Instead, I want this to be a moment for charity. I want to go above and beyond what anyone's asking me to do, because that's how I believe good business is done. With that, I've been Dan, and I'll see you all next time. Have fun.